my opinion, APC is a party that we should try to do whatever it is we can do to run away from. And this is what is leading to my question in terms of Atiku Abubakar. What is his priority? To be president or to see APC out of power? Because, you know, every Nigerian now will take that offer just to kick APC out of power. So what do you think his priority is? And the reason I'm asking is with respect to these major talks, like, you know, you made mention of the fact that all these people, if they can come together and have the majority, no matter how efficient your rigging machine is, once the majority is not with you, the rigging machine will fail. But the question really is, if the political calculation demands that people make sacrifices, will Atiku Abubakar be willing to sacrifice his personal ambition for the greater good of Nigeria? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's a very straightforward question that has a straightforward answer. Atiku Abubakar has always been a man of compromise. Otherwise, he would not have stepped down for Chief Moshood Abiola in 1993. I was there in Jos at the SDP convention. He's always been that man. And you can see he has pursued his political career following and respecting the rule of law. If the calculations, you see, don't forget I said something just a few minutes ago about elections in Nigeria, that the number one consideration is ethnicity, whether you like it or not. You and I can blow all the grammar and say Dele Momodu is the best for Nigeria, he's the most brilliant, he's a whiz kid, he is global, he's international. Akiwumi Adesina is the biggest guy on the African continent. And that does not translate into political victory. We have to get that. It took me time to understand this game. So ethnicity is always number one. Number two is religion. Number three is who can raise enough funds. You need loads of money. I remember when I went on TVC that time and I told the obedience that, oh, Obi, we have problems winning the election because of structures. And they told me, oh, we don't need structures. What are we going to do with structures? You can see even within the Labour Party today, people are fighting Peter Obi. They are fighting over money. They are fighting over issues. They are fighting in that party that you expect to at least show some decent tolerance of their best candidate ever. Because I doubt if they will find any candidate in Labour bigger and better and more independent-minded than Peter Obi. Yet there are people fighting him tooth and nail. So what will happen in all these discussions that are ongoing is that people would have to look at all those three factors: ethnicity, so which area is likely to produce the largest votes, which area is likely to produce Christian voters, which areas will produce Muslim voters. These things are key. I remember a very prominent senator from South reached out to me recently and said, hey, what do you think? Don't you think Atiku should reconsider and blah, blah, blah. By the time I allowed him to finish, by the time I sat him down and gave him all these permutations, he said, despite the fact that I think I'm more experienced than you in politics, nobody has ever enlightened him the way I did that day. It happened to me also before 2019, when my friend came to see me, former Governor Donald Duke, and he said he wanted to be the third force. And I sat him down at the Eco Hotel Signature that day. We sat there, one-on-one, just the two of us, for hours, and I gave him analysis. I said, don't let anybody deceive you. Because that third force means that you are going to be an independent candidate. And even Ross Perot did not make it as an independent candidate in America. and that Donald Trump is smarter. That's why he had to hijack the Republican Party, because he knew he couldn't do it with all his wealth. So it's a combination of factors, combination of forces. It's not about sentiment. A lot of younger ones will want a Peter Obi. There is no question about that. But you also have probably more conservative people who go out to vote. You have to look at it. It's something that requires very careful planning. A lot of young people today that I know would love Peter Obi. There is no question about that. But there are also a lot of very, very conservative people. They are not educated. They don't know of anything happening in the cities, and they control these block votes. How do you attract them? So these are the issues that will come with that. And if we're not practical enough, and we are insisting that only my candidate can win because he comes from my area, we're going nowhere. And that is what those who have always destroyed Nigeria use against us. They know we will not be able to muster enough capacity to defeat them. That is just it. So, but in this equation, the people involved, I'm not directly involved, must consider all those things that I've put down. I'm experienced enough, I'm not a small boy in this game, to understand that you must consider the catchment areas for the voters. You must consider who the Christian voters are, who the Muslim voters are, who the freely people are, and then who can raise enough capacity for a formidable team against a Tinubu. Clearly, I can tell anybody for free that today, if there is one person that a Tinubu will be more afraid of amongst the three main opposition leaders, Atiku will still be number one, followed by Peter Obi and followed by Rabi Kwankwaso. But how the three of them and then the larger group now agree on the way forward will determine the future of Nigeria. But if we base everything on individual ego, of course, they will just give Tinubu another free run, which will be very unfortunate. Because it's clear, and I tell you from my knowledge of political history, once a government starts with a bad vibe, like what we have right now, it never ends well. I said it about Buhari in 2015. I said it will not end well with Buhari, and it didn't end well with Buhari. In fact, Buhari's biggest enemies now are from his own party in APC. We saw it. But the same Tinubu, all of them were defending Buhari. He even said he will continue his legacy. They were all, praising him. He was their idol. He was their hero. Today, I'm sure Buhari, he must be having sleepless nights in his bedroom every night now that, hey, what did I do wrong by handing over power to my own people? What they are doing to him now, even I don't think PDP would have had enough courage to do it. But because APC has no answer, when you see a man push a man who made it possible for them to retain power, because APC had no business, after the way they bastardized Nigeria, they had no business retaining power. But Buhari forced APC on us. If they can do this to him, it tells you that they have no solution. So the only solution they have is to blame Buhari for everything. If they knew Buhari was that bad, so why were they promising that they will do certain things for Nigeria? I hope you are getting it, sir. So the APC has no solution. And what PDP, Labour and others need to do now is to pay APC back in its own coin by doing what APC did excuse me, to Jonathan in 2015. If you have a mega party and they succeed, I'm telling you, they will drive APC out of government. There is nobody. You can see that even in Yoruba land, where you expect people to follow Tinubu dogmatically, most people have abandoned, except those who are in APC who are chopping. Most people have already abandoned the party, less than 1 year after taking power. So it is those people who can make Nigeria lose this unique opportunity. They must pay APC back. This is payback time. They must pay APC back by coming together. Just the same way people came together at that time to get Jonathan out, because we thought Jonathan was the worst plague in Nigeria, and anything and anyone would be better. Buhari, there is no reason why Buhari would ever come back as president of Nigeria, but everybody was looking for one man who could get out PDP, because they felt that PDP was tired, PDP was lazy, PDP was corrupt. That was the thing. But now we've tried two husbands. We now know that PDP was a fantastic husband compared to this bully called APC. Thank you.